Hi, I'm Nicola.
I'm Ivana.
And we're the Strength and Balance trainers at Age UK North Tyneside. The workout that we're going to be doing for you today is based on this NHS How Fit guide that you may have at home. You can visit www.howfittoday.co.uk to have a look at these exercises.
Today we are going to demonstrate 3 levels of exercises that you can do at home. Please make sure that you choose level that suits you best. And we encourage you to start with level 1 and then progress further if you feel that this is not challenging enough for you. Also, please make sure that you have read the disclaimer before proceeding with any of our videos.
Before you start to exercise, you should make sure that you're wearing comfortable clothing and appropriate footwear, and make sure that you've got a drink handy for hydration. We'll be doing some of the exercises on the chair and some of them will be in standing, so make sure that you've got a sturdy, comfortable chair or something to hold on to.
This is your level 1 workout at home. Nicola will be doing the exercises sitting in the chair, and I will give you a more challenging option if you prefer to do the exercises standing. So if you choose to sit in the chair, make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of the chair. Your feet are firmly in contact with the floor. Your feet, knees and hips are aligned. Your back is nice and long. Think about the shoulders being down and away from ears. Gently engage your abdominals to bring the belly button towards the spine. If you chose the standing version, please make sure that you do have a sturdy surface to hold on to. Your feet are hip width apart, your knees are soft. Again, length through the spine, length through the crown of your head. Engage your abdominals, lower the shoulders, down and back.
So your first mobility exercise are your ankle circles. So just sitting or standing in your position, make sure you've got good posture. You just gently raise one foot off the floor and draw some big circles with your big toe. So we'll be doing 10 clockwise. And then once you've done 10 clockwise, we'll then move that to anti-clockwise. Make sure that if you're struggling with this exercise, you can place this foot on the floor. And if you're standing, you're holding onto the surface for good balance. See that Ivona's drawn a circle with a heel. Once you've done 10 anti-clockwise, place that foot down and we'll do the other side. So just lift. And then again, using that big toe to draw 10 circles clockwise. And then anti-clockwise. Three more. And relax.
The next mobility exercise is toe heel rocks. Again, Nicola will do them in the chair and I will demonstrate them while standing. Again, very important that you are sitting in front of your chair with a lovely tall posture. So spine is long, shoulders are down and back. Feet should be in line with the hips. Now gently lift both heels off the ground. Climb on your toes. Make sure that the heels drive in line with your legs and try not to flare them out. Place them back gently. Now lift your toes off the ground and place them down. If you choose to do them standing, please make sure that you hold on to a sturdy surface and then lift your heels off the ground and then lift your toes. Make sure that your heels drive in line with your legs again. Lifting them comfortably as high off the ground as you can.
So your next mobility exercise is your side marching, and this is to mobilise the hips. So if you're sitting, make sure that you're near the front of the chair, and all you're doing is stepping the foot around the side of the chair and then back. Make sure that your knee stays in line with your ankle. Do one at one side and one at the other. So around and back, around and back. And if you're standing, your opponent's just going to do some side steps. So if you just step to the side and then back, and then just back and forward, side to side. You're going to do about 10 of these on each side, making sure that you're getting as much movement as possible in those hip joints.
The last mobility exercise is shoulder rolls. Again, if you choose the seated option, please make sure that you are sitting in front of the chair and you keep an eye on your posture. You can also do this exercise standing, but before we proceed to that, you roll your shoulders gently forward, lift them up towards your ears, then roll them back and down again. So if you are standing, make sure you hold on to a sturdy surface. Again, move your shoulders gently forward, lift them up towards the ears and roll them back. Please make sure that you complete 10 repetitions.
Right, so now that we've mobilised all the main joints, we're going to move on to the main workout, which will cover our stability, balance, coordination and strength work. So your first exercise is your march with the knee tap. Just a reminder that if you're sitting down, sit tall in the chair near the front, shoulders back to the chest. And if you're standing, make sure that you're near a surface that's sturdy and you're standing with good posture. Okay, so all you do is you lift one knee, you tap the knee with your opposite hand, and then you swap with the other side. You want to look at doing around about 10 on each side. You can pace this, you can go a little bit faster or a little bit slower if you like. Just try and aim for around about 10 on each side.
Next exercise is marching with shoulder tap. Again, a couple of options. You can do it in your chair or you can do it standing. If you are sitting in your chair, make sure that you are sitting in front of the chair and you do have correct posture. When it comes to standing, make sure that you have a lot of support, your feet are hip width apart, and again, your posture is good. We lift the knee and we tap the opposite shoulder. Make sure that you breathe in and out throughout this exercise, trying not to hold the breath to focus. Opposite knee and shoulder. If you choose to do this exercise standing, please make sure that you lift the knee to a comfortable range of movement, so it doesn't have to be very high. Please repeat this exercise 10 times on each side.
So your next exercise is your side rock. So for this exercise, again, if you're sitting on the chair, you want to be sitting nice and tall. And if you're standing, you want to be next to a sturdy surface with two hands on, and you can reduce the grip as you get more confident doing this exercise. So on the chair, I'm just going to be moving my weight to one side, and then down, and then transfer to the other. And it's the same when you're standing. So your opponent's just moving away from one foot to the other. You can go from either tiptoe to tiptoe, or you can lift the leg, the foot fully off the floor to make it a little bit more challenging to get your weight going right through that foot and into the hip. Make sure that you're keeping a good posture throughout, and if you are standing, make sure that you've got good contact with your surface.
We are moving on to seated back extension exercise. Again, we will demonstrate two versions, one in the chair and one while standing. So if you could make sure that you are sitting in front of the chair with tall posture. To start with, if you could cross both arms on the chest and keeping your chest proud, keeping your head up and looking ahead, lean forward very gently to about 45 degrees. Then squeeze your bottom, push the feet into the ground and sit back up. If you find this too challenging, then we would encourage you to place your hands on top of the thighs and for a little bit of support, and exactly the same. So engage your abdominals, keep your chest nice and proud, keep looking ahead and lean forward to about 45 degrees and then back. If you chose to do a standing version, please stand with your feet hip-width apart and have your hands in front of your thighs. Soft knees. Hinging at the hips, we bring the chest gently forward and then back. Engaging the abdominals, so pressing your belly button towards the spine, squeezing your glutes on the top. You are only going to a comfortable range of movement when you are standing. Please make sure you do not lock your knees, and again you are looking ahead.
So the next exercise is your seated leg lift, and this is to strengthen the thigh muscles at the top. There's no standing alternative for this one that we're going to do today, so Yvonne is going to show you it from a side angle whilst I do it at the front. So making sure that you start off sitting towards the front of your chair, shoulders back, lift the chest and your feet are flat on the floor. If you want a little bit more support for your back, if you just take your back towards the backrest, you can do. And you want to make sure that your thighs are in contact with the chair as you're doing this exercise. Sit nice and tall. If you raise one foot off the floor, straighten the leg out and make sure that you don't lock the knee. Hold that for 2 to 3 seconds and then slowly bring it down. And then repeat on the other leg. So that goes up, squeeze that thigh muscle, 2 to 3 seconds and back down. And we're going to do that between 5 and 10 times on each leg, concentrating on giving that thigh a good squeeze as you do it. Just again, make sure that your shoulders are back, chest lifted, good posture throughout, and you're squeezing that muscle.
We are moving on to seated rotations. Again, you can do this exercise in the chair, or if you feel comfortable and your balance is good, you can do it standing. So Nicola will demonstrate it in the chair. She's sitting in front of the chair with a lovely length through her spine, feet grounded, knees in line with the hips. We cross both arms on the chest, keeping the hips facing forward as much as possible. We twist the trunk to the left, twisting from your waist up. We exhale. Come back to center, inhale, and then turning to the right, exhale as you twist again. Make sure that you twist with your body, so your shoulder leads in this movement. Once you feel comfortable turning your trunk side to side, you can start looking over your shoulder, so turning your head at the same time. Again, make sure that your hips are as grounded as you can possibly have them, so we are twisting from our waist up. If you choose to do the standing version, stand with your feet hip apart, your knees are soft, your posture is good. Crossing both arms on the chest, again keeping the hips facing forward, we twist side to side, exhaling as we twist, inhaling through center, and exhaling as we twist. Please make sure that you complete 10 alternating repetitions.
Okay, so your next exercise is your sit to stand. So to start off with this exercise, you need to be towards the front of the chair. So if you just hip walk forward until you're at the front third of the chair, and this makes it a lot easier to get up. From there, just check that your hips, knees and ankles are all in line, shoulders back and sitting with good posture, then through the spine. To get up, you need to draw your heels back a little bit so that they're behind the knees. You can see the bonus angle. Start off, you can use your hands on the chair if you wish. A little rock forward and push through the heels, your head leads forward and you come up nice and tall, squeezing the glutes as you come up. To sit down, make sure that you go back and feel the chair first. Hips lead back, go down slowly, reaching back with the hands. And you comfortably sit down. And then we're going to repeat that again. So make sure each time you hip walk forward towards the front of the chair. Draw the heels back so that they're behind the knees. If you're happy to, you can move the hands onto the lap or you can keep them under the chair. So a little rock forward, jump through the heels, nose over toes, and stand nice and tall, squeezing the glutes. And then we're going to walk back again to feel the chair on the back of the legs. Slowly down with control. And then again, walking forward to the front of the chair. Sit nice and tall. Draw the ankles back. If you want to progress this a little bit further, you can do it with your hands across the chest, or you can leave them on the lap or on the chair. Little rock forward, push through the heels, up nice and tall, and then back. Feel the chair on the back of the legs, lead with the hips to go back. And again, sit tall. Each time making sure that you repeat that hip walk forward and all of the main points. Showing the ankles back, hands where comfortable. Push through, nice and tall. With this one, just start off with how many is comfortable, but you can progress this to go to doing up to 10 to 15. But if you find it too difficult to start, you can just start with 2 or 3 and then progress each time you do it.
Our next exercise is wall push, which Nicola will demonstrate. So if you could stand in an upright position facing the wall. Take 1 to 2 steps away from the wall. Place both of your hands on the wall at chest height. Make sure that you tighten your stomach, your leg muscles, then you tighten your glutes, your bottom muscles. Now, very carefully, lower your body towards the wall, as low as you can manage. Make sure that you have the length of the spine, gently push away. Keep your stomach engaged, keep your legs engaged, and keep your glutes engaged. If this is challenging, too challenging, you can always stand a little bit closer to the wall, or if it's not challenging enough, step further away and then lower your body as much towards the wall as you can manage. Very important to keep an eye on the elbows. So your elbows should be squeezing towards each other. They should be pointing down towards the floor. They shouldn't be flaring out. Please start with a comfortable amount of repetitions. You can start with 5 and then gradually progress to doing 10 or even 15 if you can manage.
Okay, so this next exercise is a cardiovascular exercise. So this is for your stamina. So it's going to get your breathing a little bit heavier and it's going to get your heart racing that little bit more. Make sure that you do it at a suitable level for yourself. You want to be feeling a little bit out of breath, but you could still hold a conversation. If you're getting too breathless, you can just tone it down a little bit. You choose your own intensity based on the speed and the range of your own. Okay, so I'm going to be doing this in a chair, and Yvona's going to be doing this in standing. It's just a simple march. So if you're in your chair, just make sure that you're sitting at the front of the chair with a good posture. Also in standing, feet hip distance apart, Feet, knees and hips all in line, shoulders back, lift the chest and lengthen, and just alternate hands and feet. We're just going to do a basic march. Again, as I said at the start, you can go a little bit faster or you can move a little bit more if you like. Make sure that you're just keeping a good consistent movement throughout. You can go faster, slower, a larger range of movement or a smaller range of movement, depending on how you're feeling and how your breathing's going. Making sure that you can still have that conversation, but you're breathing a little bit heavier. If you do this for anything from about 30 seconds to a minute to start off with, and then you can have a little break and we'll repeat this 2 to 3 times. And again, you can build that up over time. You can do it up to 5 times or even a little bit more. So making sure that you're breathing that little bit heavier than normal as you go. Okay, so we're going to have a little break. 3, 2, 1, and relax. Small break and then repeat that. Okay, now we've had that little breather, we're going to do that again. We're going to check your posture and your alignment, and we're going to start that march. This time, you're nice and warm, you can go that little bit faster if you wish. Again, listen to your breathing. If you're standing, make sure that you've got a hand on that support if you need it. If you do have the confidence to, you can take that hand off and keep marching. If you do feel like it's a little bit much, you can pop that hand back on your support anytime you like. Again, make sure that you're going at a comfortable level to suit yourself. So if you're finding the pace that we're doing now too challenging, you can slow it down and lower your range of movement. Or if it's not challenging enough, you can pick it up. Just go whatever suits you.
We have come to the end of our workout, so it's very important to cool down and stretch now. You can do the stretching exercises in the chair, or you can do them standing. The first exercise we would like to demonstrate to you is a calf stretch. So if you decide to do it in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of your chair. Extend one of your legs. Sit nice and tall, so lengthen the spine. Now point your toes to face your own body. Very important that you soften the knee. Try not to lock the knee joint. The toes are pointing towards your body, they're pointing towards your shin. And with stretching, you should feel a mild discomfort to the muscle that is being stretched. We do not recommend to work through pain. Hold the stretch for about 30 seconds and then change sides to make sure that you work out on both sides. If you'd like to do this stretch standing, please come to a wall, place both hands on the wall for support and take one of the legs back behind you. How far back you step is entirely up to yourself. Just make sure that this is a comfortable range of movement and a range of movement that will allow you to feel a stretch in the lower part of your leg, in your calf muscle. Keep bringing the knee of your front leg towards the wall. So keep pressing the knee towards the wall and at the same time keep pressing your back heel towards the ground. Again, mild discomfort is allowed. Keep your shoulders down and back away from ears. Again, if you can, engage your abdominals to protect the spine.
Okay, so your next stretch is your hamstring stretch for the back thigh. So again, sitting at the front of your chair, which helps you get the movement. If you just pop one leg forward, this time making sure that your ankle's nice and floppy and your foot's pointing forward as opposed to up like it was before. We're going to sit nice and tall in the chair, shoulders back, lifting the chest, and you lean forward from your hips, moving the head forward, and you'll start to feel the stretch in the back of the leg, in the back of the thigh. If you hold that for 20 to 30 seconds, and you should take it to a mild discomfort, nothing too strenuous here. After 20 to 30 seconds, you can slowly come up and then try that stretch on the other side. If you're doing level 2 or 3, you can try this stretch in standing, as demonstrated here. So you step forward, again making sure that the toes are pointing forward. Good posture, leaning forward through the hips with the hands on the other leg to support, and you'll feel that stretch on the back of the thigh. Standing next to your support, you can hold on if you wish. Making sure the shoulders are back, chest lifted, and again, taking it to that mild discomfort, 20-30 seconds. And once you've done one leg, make sure that you change and do the opposite leg.
The next stretch is for the back, which will help loosen the muscles in your back. So you can do it seated in your chair, or you can do this stretch standing. If you choose to do it in your chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward to the front of the chair. Place one hand on top of the other in front of you. Relax the shoulders, make sure your spine is nice and long to start with. Then around your upper back, separate the shoulder blades. Push your hips back, squeeze the belly button towards the spine. Make sure that you breathe through this stretch while you're holding it. If you prefer to do it standing, make sure that you stand with your feet hip-width apart and soft knees. Again, place one hand on top of each other in front of you. Relax the shoulders, draw them away from your ears, and around through your upper back. Again, make sure that you keep pushing the hips back, you keep pushing the belly button towards the spine. Breathing throughout this stretch, holding between 20 to 30 seconds.
So this next one is to stretch the chest area. So if the chest is tight, it often causes the shoulders to round forward, which causes poor posture. So we just want to make sure that we stretch them off to help to get the shoulders back. So to start off with this, if you're in the chair, just make sure that you're sitting near the front with your hips, knees and ankles in line, shoulders back, chest lifted, and lengthening through the spine. Same as you're standing, nice posture, good alignment. We're going to reach the arms back towards the back of the chair, lifting the chest up and out. You can also have your arms free at the side and reaching back if you find that uncomfortable. So nice and tall, lifting the chest out, nice deep breath. And we're going to hold this for about 20 to 30 seconds. So see what's most comfortable, either arms reaching back or you can be holding onto that chair. Nice deep breaths. And pushing that chest up and out. And relax.
The next stretch is called spinal twist, and it is for the mobility of the spine. It will help you with activities such as turning around to put your seatbelt on or getting dressed. You can do it in the chair, you can do it standing as well. So if you are in the chair, please make sure that you shuffle forward. You reach one arm back to grab hold of the chair if you do have the range of movement. Place the opposite hand on the chair. Now, keep turning, you're twisting your trunk to the left while keeping your hips facing forward. If you can, if comfortable, see if you can turn the head as well. Make sure that you breathe. So now let's relax and repeat the same on the other side. So reaching back for the chair, placing the hand on your thigh, twisting from your waist, maintaining the hips facing forward. Breathing while holding for about 20 to 30 seconds. If you decided to do this stretch standing, please make sure that you stand with your feet hip width apart, soften your knees, soften at the hips. Reach back with one arm, place the other arm on the outside of the thigh, again twisting from your waist up, making sure the hips face forward, relax the shoulders, breathe and hold for about 20 to 30 seconds, then relax and change sides. So reaching back, and relax.
Okay, so the next stretch is for your triceps with a little bit of extension which stretches down the side here. This helps with things like when you're washing or doing your hair, getting dressed, but also if you're reaching up to high shelves as well. So it's very important to have good movement in this area. So first of all, if you just take one hand and reach towards the shoulder and creep that back as far as you can. Now you might not have great mobility here, so you might be able to get up to here, but you want to aim to get the elbows high as possible whilst keeping your head nice and neutral. You just hold that in the position, nice and tall, and what you can do now is just, if you're sitting down, just hold onto that chair for some support. Hold it for 20 to 30 seconds, and for the last few seconds of the stretch, I just want you to reach up towards the top shelf. Big reach and a little lean across, and now you'll feel the stretch coming down the side here. Just for a few seconds. Come back to centre, and then use your hand if you need to bring that arm down nice and smoothly. And then we're just going to change sides. So hand to shoulder, creep it back. Again, as you're standing, make sure you've got good posture. Hold onto the chair if you're sitting. 20 to 30 seconds, nice and tall. You'll feel the stretch down here initially, head nice and neutral. And then for the last few seconds of the stretch, we're just going to extend the arm up, little reach up and a little lean across to the side. 3, 2, 1, back to centre. Again, use that arm to bring that back down.